Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is bringing you a closer look at the Dor-O-Matic SC80-3049DS door closer arm. Here's what it looks like, and I'll show you all views of it, and then we'll talk about explaining it. Here's the forearm. That's the portion that attaches to the closer body, right here. Here's the main arm. The 3049DS features it's a heavy-duty arm with an integrated parallel arm bracket, which has an integrated stop feature, as seen here, and also a T-handle style selectable on-off hold-open feature to the arm as well. So when this arm is installed, it's going to look something like this on the door. Okay. As the door closes, and I've got it kind of, I'm showing it backwards in terms of how the hold open feature would work. So let's consider this. It would actually look like this. Let's consider this a right-hand reverse door. Okay. And as the door is opened, obviously the forearm is going to travel and go with the door. Okay. And what happens, I'm going to turn this over to show it to you. As the forearm, this portion here, travels with the door, the main arm is going to come in contact with the dead stop feature. This portion right here is what I'm showing you. The main arm is going to come in contact with that dead stop portion, okay, and work to provide the function of limiting the door in terms of how far it will open. So it'll dead stop at a specific degree. Okay. Then this T-handle, we can show that in greater detail. You can see that you've got a dimpled area inside of this beveled circumference. And when you have that thrown out as it is now versus disengaged, it will, as the door opens, come into contact with the rivet type head that works to hold the dead stop shoulder in place as well. So that'll come into contact here, and right as you were to push it, I really can't do it with my hands, it's too hard to do that, it would come in contact there, and then you'd have it operating as a hold open sort of feature until you were to push the door closed. And that's how that works. Completely non-handed, completely reversible, meaning you can take this dead stop, and I could turn that, you know, with some help, I could turn it all the way around 180 degrees. Then there is a screw and a washer that you would install into here, okay, into that hole, and hold it firmly in position. If you had the opposite hand, you could flip it around. The screw package includes 4 wood thread and 4 machine thread screws for holding the parallel arm bracket to the header. It includes the 5th hole block, and this is a stabilizing block for the 5th hole here, and this is in the link to the instructions below this video. This is in cell number 4, showing you how this installs. If you have a frame profile that is so narrow that you can't hit the stop of the frame with this 5th hole, you would install this block. For instance, if you were putting this onto an aluminum door and frame, you wouldn't have nearly that big of a stop face. So you would run your screw, and it does include 2 longer screws, you'll know, because they're the longer ones, a machine thread and a wood thread. You would run that through there and all the way up and through your block into your header, because there's such a tremendous amount of torque that's put on this arm. You need that 5th hole spacer block there. Obviously this is an aluminum, available in different finishes. The link to the instructions talks dimensionally about where to put everything, so I won't beleaguer all those points in this video, except to say that the SC80-3049DS is an arm that's intended for very high duty applications. Very high frequency use is where you would see this sort of arm be installed. Very good quality material, Dor-O-Matic, very common, very popular door closers used by the aluminum storefront industry very much, and commercial steel doors and frames would make very appropriate use of this. Obviously, being a dead stop sort of arm, parallel arm, dead stop, you would only be installing this on the push side of a door, typically an exterior door that swings out of the building. And there's step-by-step instructions in terms of how to lay this out on your door. The only tip I would keep in mind is on page 2 of the instructions regarding the templating, the degree of hold open is directly related to the dimension at which you install the closer arm. Per the drawing, you're going to see it like this, where you install this, where you first measure off and mark for the first hole, this one here. There's a direct relationship to the placement of that hole, to the drilling of that hole, from the center line of the pivoting axis of the hinges to the degree of dead stop / hold open. You'll want to keep that in mind, that dimension, it's referring to an 8-inch dimension if you want to have a hold open dead stop at 110 degrees, 10.5-inch dimension if you want that to be at 90 degrees, somewhere in there. Basically, the closer the arm is installed to the pivots, the greater the degree of opening you would achieve. The further away, the smaller the degree. But 90 or 110 is by far the most common sort of range to hold a door open, for applications like this. If you have any questions on the Dor-O-Matic SC80-3049DS dead stop arm, parallel arm, dead stop, hold open arm, or any other Dor-O-Matic product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.